Hello, hello, beautiful souls. It is that time of the day, and I am live again. I'm NataliaPH, and I will talk to you about the Lovetarian Way and Pillar 3 of the Lovetarian Way, which is everything is a miracle. Live your life as though everything is a miracle. Thank you, Mr. Einstein, for the inspiration for that pillar. I always start my life with us getting centered, present through breathing. So what I would like you to do, actually before we do that, first, please, if you're new to this, you will see above this video a message from StreamYard to allow that they will show your name, because I'm going live on YouTube and on Facebook at the same time. So if you could please click above the video to give StreamYard permission to show your name, it would be fantastic. What happens oftentimes is I will see your comments after this live and I will address them all. So do not get alarmed if I don't reply to you during the broadcast. I'd like to get in the zone and I would like to get focused. And those lives are later on, well, shortly after, actually, immediately they're available in the feed of the group and you can rewatch it. You can check the comments if you made a comment and I will tag you. So please, dear people, if you are so kind as to share those lives, give likes, hearts, whatever you want, because then the Facebook will be showing it to more people. So then more people can live heaven on earth, create their magic, their miracles, and co-create heaven on earth. Okay, let's get centered. Let's take deep breaths. I always take 3 deep breaths through the nose, and out through the mouth. Okay, let's get comfortable. Let's get grounded into the core of beautiful Mother Earth and invoke our higher selves to embody into us, to come and anchor in our hearts. And we do it through breath as well. So let's go 3 times. Perfect. Thank you very much for doing this with me. I always take good 5-10 minutes before I go live to do it myself. So I am in the best possible place to be talking to you. And I feel so zen and really, really balanced and in a very good place. So I would like to really encourage you every time you want to get reconnected with your higher self, because we are connected at all times. We just need to really allow that conscious connection, since our ego, our mind likes to do what it likes to do. So if you would like to embody the power of your higher self, the power of your light, your soul, it is so wonderful to take a few minutes, few times per day, just to get centered through breath. And practice that, and you will see how it will make you feel over time, that it will actually calm you down. It will soothe anxieties. If you feel fearful, it will be really, really beneficial for you to do that. I don't know if you can hear it. I can hear dogs barking really intensely. They just come down. I have neighbors who have new animals, and they're really playing a lot, which we love. We love animals. I was wondering if you can hear it, but never mind. They come down now. So thank you, doggies. So when you take those deep breaths, your biology will benefit. You will calm yourself down. You will be able to actually use the newest part of your brain, neocortex, and make very conscious, enlightened decisions, and you will be able to create coherence between your heart and your mind and be such a powerful conscious creator, right? So practice that several times per day. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you once again about Pillar 3, everything is a miracle, and Today I'm going to take maybe a slightly different angle than I did last week, or rather build on what I've been talking about last week, and talk to you about, well, magic and miracles, let's put it this way, because I have chosen, as I mentioned, Mr. Einstein said, inspired me to look at life as a miracle. And why have I done that? And what does it even mean for me? Well, for me, it is all about change of perception. So if I consider myself a multi-dimensional being, a being that is a human, that is a mind, soul, body, and the light of my higher self, the most powerful part of me, if I consider myself multi-dimensional and I am connected with the highest part of me, the wisest part of me, the eternal part of me, and if I connect to that power daily, all the time, in fact, as much as I can, because I am a conscious creator of my reality. So I use the power of my will to do that every day. I shift my perception from living my reality as a physical being. I shifted to living my reality as a spiritual, or if you will, energy being, having human experience in this moment in time as Natalia or you. If I do that, I have no other way but to look at life as a miracle. In fact, I'll take it even further. I look at life as a beautiful, exciting adventure game, if you will, where I am an observer and a participator. If you can switch your perception and see yourself as a multi-dimensional being that is playing a game of life, all of a sudden, everything in your life will shift perspective. Problems will become challenges that are exciting, adventurous even. Fear will be seen as what, for me, it actually is. It's the illusion of the mind. I will elaborate. And every single so-called problem will literally become an opportunity for your growth and for your evolution. Are you with me? Are you willing to change perspective like that? If you would like to comment or ask questions, please go ahead. I have done that, and I have been doing this consciously, sometimes better, sometimes not so great, all the time though evolving as a spiritual being having a human experience. And the more I live like that, the more magic, the more miracles present in my life. And when I started to live like that, what has happened, I started to connect more and more with all sorts of beings and higher frequency entities, if you will, that are light beings that are helping me create my magic and miracles. They're guiding me. In fact, in August, I believe in August this year, 2020, a friend of mine introduced me to the most amazing sacred text book, if you want to call it that, called the Sophia Code. And it really coincided. I actually don't believe in coincidences. I believe that everything happens for a reason and everything is a part of our journey. A friend of mine talked to me about this book called the Sophia Code. And okay, I just thought it would be another book that I would read, and lots of books that I have been reading, so I just put it on my list. I ordered it and I put it aside. At the same time, here's what happens, and it will all come together for you in a sec. I was walking, so it was July. It was in July this year, yes. I was walking on the beach. I was really drawn, 7 o'clock in the morning. And as I said, 11 years of practicing, everything being magical and miraculous thing. You really live differently. Everything is a marvel. And of course, sometimes you don't feel like you want to be absolutely 100% grateful and happy all the time, because we are all on a healing journey as well. The difference between me and most people is that I choose, most of the time, I choose not to align with suffering and fear. I recognize they very much exist in our reality. They very much existed in my reality up until the time when I stepped consciously on this journey of awakening. Up until that time, I actually believed the story that I was to suffer. I believed that I needed to struggle. I believed that this is just a part of life. That's how I was brought up. So literally, as a society, and still today, we are hooked and addicted to suffering. We don't understand that, as Buddha actually said, pain is inevitable, yet suffering is optional. We don't conceive of it because we do not live as multidimensional beings, most of us. Therefore, we don't think that this is a cosmic game, that this is a really amazing opportunity for our growth and evolution, for the evolution of our soul. We don't have that context until the moment when we wake up, right, from this illusion, and we would then find out that fear is an illusion. It's like Einstein said it, right? Reality is an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. I will argue that fear is that, an illusion of the mind, who separated us from our divinity, from our higher self, from our true nature. When I had those realizations over the years, actually before even 11 years, before 11, I've been on this journey consciously for the last 11 years, but before that, when I was a child, I had all sorts of experiences and visions. So there were inklings, right? There were moments when I was noticing things that, I must be more than this body. I must be more than my mind. There's more to it. But only 11 years ago, I really just had this very strong moment. And from there on, it accelerated. And it's been accelerating more and more and more. Coming back to my story from July this year, when a friend of mine gave me the book. Actually, I have it here. This is the book. I don't even call it a book. For me, it is a really modern, sacred text. The Sophia Code. It's a living transmission. And what does that mean, living transmission? Well, get it. It's written by Kayara. When you get it, you will know what this means. I'll be talking a lot about it, but basically it is a book, a book that is alive, and it will influence your consciousness in the way it is supposed to influence your consciousness. If you allow it, if you're ready, it will awaken you to your divinity. It will awaken the latent divine genome that is within you. It will do its thing with you if you let it. Coming back to July 2020, my friend told me about it. Okay, so I got the book, and I was inspired at the same time. When the book came, I was inspired to go for one of my walks early in the morning. What has happened? Listen to this. I'm walking, and I see sun rising over the horizon, over the mountain, actually, from the sea, and I see it more and more and more. And I was so attracted to stop and take pictures. Normally I take pictures. I'm a picture person. I love to take pictures. But this time it was very different, because for the period of 15 minutes, as the sun was going higher and higher, I was really attracted to stop and take numerous pictures. So I did that. And I've been taking like 10 or 15 pictures over next quarter. Then I come home, and I was really feeling very inspired. But I come home and I make a collage to post on my social media. And I look at this picture and I'm seeing a dragon, a light dragon, raising above the mountaintop. And me being born in the year of fire dragon, 1976, I just took it as a message to myself. Again, another message that I had received from my guides or beings of light, that I am really to step up, shine my light, stop hiding, speak the truth that is coming through me, and really help co-create heaven on earth. Connect with other light workers, just go for it. Because I have been doing this for quite some time, but I have not been so brave or courageous just to go for it, get on camera and just start talking about it and set up a group, right, and a movement. So I've been having my blog and I've been coaching, but I was playing small, if you will. That was just what I was ready for. And now here I am. So I took it as a message to really rise, to really step up my game. But then I come home and I was attracted to look at the book. And you see what it says. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but the subtitle of the book is A Living Transmission from the Sophia Dragon Tribe. And I had the sighting of the dragon, right? Over the next few days, I'm taking another walk, and I'm seeing a humongous dragon in the clouds. So, when I started to put all those things together and I started to read the book, I felt like my enlightenment just stepped up 100%. Every word I was resonating with. This living transmission is basically a transmission from the dragon tribe, who is a tribe of amazing ascended master, divine feminine ascended masters. And these women who walk the earth, and some of them were also coming from, planetaries. One is from Sirius. In fact, I have here beautiful mala of green Tara, and here is green Tara. Green Tara is a bodhisattva. She is considered mother of all Buddhas, okay? And green Tara will help us work on our fears at the end of this life. But coming back to the story, so what has happened to me was just so many things at the same time within just few weeks. And I really read the book. It's basically a transmission that will initiate you further and further and further on your path, and it will start awakening you more and more to the power of your divinity, to the power of your higher self, so that you can raise above fears, release all suffering, and love yourself fiercely. I mean, like you love yourself like you've not loved yourself ever before. So that when you love yourself truly and unconditionally, you will not only see magic and miracles of everything, and you will understand that this, what we play here, is an amazing cosmic game where you can choose to align with unconditional love yourself completely, and therefore love everything, because you will understand that we all stem from the same source. We all multidimensional beings, and we share the same co-creative energy of the divine field. I call the divine field, just as the Sophia code calls God Sophia God, I call her the divine mother, right? Divine mother, creatrix of all life. And that divine mother is represented in quantum physics actually as this black field, right? This infinite quantum field of all possibilities. I love I love things to have some mystery to them, and I love magic and miracles as much as I'm a student of quantum physics and new biology and epigenetics. I am a passionate student of that as well, and I love Dr. Joe Dispenza, I love Bruce Lipton, I love Greg Braden, I love those amazing scientists that are really working in that field and showing us proof all the time how spiritual teachers, they got it. And only now, for the last, 300, 350 years or so, science is kind of catching up, but making a lot of mistakes on the way, right? So magic and miracles for me at this point, and after that story that I just told you, it just like, it got like a turbo acceleration. So if you decide to have a look at life, once again, in case if you're not living like that, if you would be open to that perspective that everything in life is magical and is miraculous, and it's a really quantum field of all possibilities, where you, by the power of your energies, which are, as the algorithm of co-creation teaches us, which I'm always reminding in every single episode of life, by the power of your thoughts, your words, your feelings, your actions, you are bending the field of possibilities to the way you would want it to be. And so you can create magic in your life. You can live as though everything is a miracle and a magical experience if you choose to do so. Examples. I have been suffering from, I had been suffering, right? That's done. That part is done. I had been suffering from bulimia for over 20 years. Can you imagine? If you know anything about eating disorders, that's basically, when I did research later on, it's basically how it is explained. It's, well, a lot of self-hate and not giving yourself any love, any nourishment, and just being very, 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 very disconnected from your true self. I didn't even know who I was at that time. You know, I was a teenager and I just fell right into it like a trap. But I know that I have chosen that, you know. Now I know, when I had awakened, when I've been awakening more and more, I've understood it, that this was all a part of the game. I had to go through this suffering so that I can really understand myself better. I can really see the truth of life. I can see that it was completely, it was really happening for me so that I can step up, you know, and awaken from the misery that I was living. And on the surface, you would think, oh my God, it was this young, nice girl, smart, good in school, not too bad looking, okay, and there she is abusing herself like that. But the funny thing is that a lot of girls, majority of girls, in fact, in high school, they had either eating disorder or they were obsessively dieting, hating themselves, some form of real misery and issues, huge issues with self-image. Basically, it all came down to nobody considering themselves a miracle, nobody considering their life as a miracle, and nobody loving themselves whatsoever, because we were all programmed to believe that we need the outside to tell us how we should look, what we should eat, what we should think about ourselves, how we should dress, should, right? But when I started to awaken more and more and more, and I started to see more and more magic, and in fact, thanks to the algorithm of co-creation that was given to me in 2009, between 2009 2011, it was really starting to happen big time for me. More and more visions and so on. When I got that thought, when I was abusing myself, just one day, it just clicked. And the voice came, was like, what are you doing to yourself? I started to question my process, you know. It's like, I know now that it came from the source. It came from my higher self. I suppose enough was enough. This is the moment where I understood that suffering actually was optional, that I can choose to create my reality. I can choose to love myself. I can choose to see myself differently. I don't need to be addicted, literally, to opinions of others. I don't need approval from the outside. My life is my miracle. My life is my canva, and I can do, be, have, co-create however I want. Okay? So that switch happened, and then more and more it was better and better and better. And gradually it just dispelled. Once I understood the rules of the game, and the rules were very simple. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you speak, it all matters, and it all creates your reality, because we all are living in our minds at the end of the day. And from there on, we are projecting, right, the reality. So when I saw that, it was like a veil had lifted, veil had lifted, and I was free from that problem. It didn't happen overnight, but it was getting more and more clear. And over a few years, it was gone. Yeah, years. So I can understand suffering. So totally, it was like good 2 decades that I was suffering. But once the moment of further enlightenment came, I was really able to look into the light, look at the mad process, insane process of my mind, and I saw through it. But my mind, my ego was like, no, we're not gonna let go. And remember also that your body is the subconscious mind. All the emotions are encoded in our body. So once you have suffered for a long time, and most probably it's going on for thousands of years, to have that switch like that, well, that's a divine grace. I got the switch in the sense that I noticed what was happening. I saw the light, and then it took a moment to go deeper and deeper and deeper, and finally completely cut away the need for suffering, right? Now that I'm working with the Dragon Tribe, because after that after I initially read the book and a friend told me about it, I decided, wow, this is something that is going to help me accelerate my growth and evolution in such a profound way. So I had immediately joined. I joined a conference they were doing. Kaya Rao was doing a conference in Sedona, virtual conference because of the whole shebang. Actually, some people were able to go, but I'm in Spain, so no. So it was virtual for us. And then she opened enrollment for the second year of the mystery school. So I am initiating in the mystery school with the Ascended Masters, and my journey is just like, wow. I have no words. I have literally no words, because what is happening, it's just such a intense journey. The amount of downloads that I am getting, the amount of inspiration that is coming through me. I over the last, August, September, October, November, so just 4 months since I started the mystery school, and we have 1 year to complete it. I have decided that I really want to complete it and get certified by the end of this year. I have decided, my ego decided, and I had already saw the evidence that maybe I need to kind of like take it easy, because that my ego wants one thing, but my soul, my higher self, is integrating within me and my body, in its time. Or rather, I shall say, my body is allowing it to integrate in its own time, because there's still a lot of pain, and there's still a lot of ancient wounding that I'm healing all the time. Nevertheless, as I'm going on, everything is more magical and everything is more miraculous, and I'm clearer and clearer and clearer. Another example for me, miracle itself. I love to drink wine, organic as it is, but I love to drink wine. We stop. My husband and I would both love it. He's, in fact, among many things, one of his hobbies was to be a sommelier, So we loved, when we traveled and went on holidays, to have great wines. Nope. My system, once we're going through those initiations with the text, nope, you cannot. Well, I was not able to I cannot hold my vibration, you can't hold it, but I could not live at that level of consciousness, at the full productivity, power, enlightenment when I was drinking wine. It was just not working. It was just not aligning. So we have cleared up so much out of our life. It's amazing. You know, certain clients that were not in alignment with the direction we're going, out. Certain foods, out. Wine, out. So as I was eating purely as a plant-based eater for the last 8 years, I'm 100% plant-based now, 100% alcohol-free. My favorite beverage, oh, by the way, coffee, out. Shocking, right? Coffee too. I know some people actually use coffee for grounding. I mean, for me, it's not just too acidic, didn't serve the purpose, so out. So many things that just, not that I had to, I didn't have to like say, I'm going to stop doing this, I'm going to stop doing this. No, as I'm evolving, as I'm growing, as I'm on this journey, it just happened by itself. Oh, somebody's commenting, 1 second. Thinking you're such a compassionate person. Oh, well, thank you so much. And could I have your name? Because I don't know who's that talking. Could you give a permission to StreamYard, please, to show your name? That would be really awesome. So maybe I can, if I don't see it now, maybe I can see it later. But so everything that was not serving my highest and best good, my evolution, it just fell out, completely fell out. And this is also another part of living your life as though everything is a miracle. Because when you do this beautiful work, when you focus on the light, when you focus on embodying love, unconditional love, all that is no longer serving you will fall away. And this is also, I don't like to scare people. I don't want to scare you. I'm going to be very real though. You have a wish, you have a desire, you have a prayer in your heart. Your higher self, you, because it's all you have decided something before you incarnated, okay? And you might be living your life right now and you might be very miserable, as I was for decades. And why was I miserable? Because I was not living by the will of my higher self. So that we are clear. It's not like I'm a little slave to my higher self. Nobody is. It's the best, the most amazing part of you. It's the legend within you. It's the extraordinary person that you can be. Okay, so let's get this clear, because some people might get a little bit like, oh, hold on, I am my own person. Yeah, sure, you are. But do you want to live ruled by your ego, or would you like your ego to surrender to the will of the best in you, to the divinity within you? I go with that one. You know what I mean? So that part of me, the divine part of me, always wants my best. And the same with you, the same with everyone. That's the heaven on earth, as opposed to hell on earth that our mind, our ego can sometimes create. Don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against my ego. I love my ego. It's my little motivator. It's the little feisty one. It's, a cool little player. I just don't want that player to rule my life as it did for decades. Now I say I align with my divinity and I want to surrender my ego to the service of my higher self, to heart-based living, to the living of my light and my love, the love within me, okay? So when I do that, everything is beyond magical and miraculous. Everything flows. Problems, as I said at the beginning, they become amazing adventures and opportunities, and life becomes just such an adventure. You become fearless, courageous, brave co-creator of your reality. And as I said, it's all you. You had volunteered to come down here. You had volunteered to incarnate. It is your doing, in fact. So you may as well accept and align. Because once you do that, you will save yourself so much suffering. And you will be able to co-create your magic, your miracles, and help co-create heaven on earth. Seriously. Former member of really feisty egomaniacs, me. Once I have suffered enough for decades, yeah, I'm just doing this. Apparently when you do that, you're lying. Oh, I'm not lying. I am so telling the truth. I have been such a, the dominant, strong, very, know-it-all kind of person. Now I am very strong personality, there's no doubt. I am always reminding my little one, the inner child and my ego and all those aspects of me, hello, we have a mission here, and the mission is love and light, spreading that. So come on now, get in line. I love you. I love you. I love you. Let's play the music of our higher self, because that is the beautiful life. And how do you know it's a beautiful life? Because you feel great. Your heart is expanding. You wake up in the morning and you go like, yes, I volunteered. I want to do this. And sometimes you don't feel amazing. You don't feel amazing when you wake up, because all the old programs, all the memories, all the stuff from this life and previous lives and whatever, memories through time and space, that is all floating in the field. It comes. Sometimes it comes. It comes because you can handle it. You can process it. You can let go. You can surrender. You can imagine the light of your higher self transmuting all of this to light. You can do the process I told you about, Ho'oponopono. Get that book, Zero Limits. I forgot to show it to you yesterday. So Zero Limits, it's about Ho'oponopono, the most amazing cleaning tool I have worked with, like 9 years working with that. I love it. So it's all about love, forgiveness, repentance, gratitude. When you use that, you're stepping up your game 100 times. You're taking 100% responsibility for your life and all your creations. Pillar 1 of the Lovetarian Way, right? So, yeah, I digressed, right? I digressed, but I hope it's all coming together. It's all coming together for you. So when you can live your life as though everything is a miracle, everything is going to change and shift perspective. Marianne Williamson said it beautifully. A miracle is a shift of perception from fear to love. Wow. When you can do that, and you can, fear really is an illusion. Life really is a game, a fantastic game, and you have volunteered to play it. You may as well get on that horse, right? And start playing like you're the boss. Because you are. You are. And as you connect with other light workers, if you decide to live your life from love, light, and the truth of your inner power, wow, there's no limits. There's no limits. Okay? So I encourage you to do this. And I told you I will give you a tool. I've been banging with this beautiful mala on the table, so it reminds me I need to tell you that. So Green Tara is one of the beautiful ascended masters, divine ascended masters that I got to know too thanks to the Sophia Code. And in the initiation with Green Tara, when she's helping us awaken the divine genome within us, she is the one that is really talking to us about releasing suffering, cutting the cords to all suffering, removing all obstacles from our lives, and really, stopping it already. We as a society, as a civilization, we had suffered so much. Enough now. We are stepping into the golden age of miracles, people. So I would say it's high time to start living your life as though everything is a miracle. You will be doing so much better in your life when you say to yourself, I choose to stop suffering. Life is a game. I love this game. Life happens for me. I am a conscious co-creator. I'm going to use this algorithm of co-creation Natalia is talking about. Please rewatch the lives, rewatch the units. You will know what I'm talking about. When you do that, you start applying all the tools that I'm talking about, and other gazillion teachers out there. There's fabulous teachers out there that are talking about the same thing in their own way. When you start doing it, oh baby, you are creating magic and miracles, right? So this, and here's Green Tara. So what do we do? This is a beautiful mala of Green Tara. Isn't it gorgeous? This is brass, and this is her mantra, Om Tare Tutare Ture Soha. Beautiful mantra that will help us release suffering, attract abundance, really chop, chop, chop all the cords with misery, and as she calls them, 8 great fears. Actually, I'm not going to be doing here anything by myself. I will ask Green Tara to explain. I am actually, as I said, I'm initiating, right, with the Dragon Tribe to be organizing, to be creating space for this consciousness to spread in the world, together with other beautiful leaders that are initiating as well. But the idea is that I can run what is called Sophia Circle journeys. Oh, I'm back. Am I back? I think I'm back. Let's see.